All right, we have a super fun workout today. We are going to be really tapping into our core in the beginning and at the end. We're going to progress. I mean, obviously, when we're lifting the kettlebell, we're also going to be taking what we do in our warm up and bringing that into some double bells today. Okay, so we're going to have two bells, double the fun. It's going to be really awesome. We're going to do like a sequence of 3 moves. Take a minute break and do 5 rounds of that. And then we have a circuit, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds rest, where we're going to work into our core with some fun moves. Okay, so first things first, let's just wake up into that core. Let's use our breath, find our alignment, try and remove any stress that maybe, it's funny, just before we recorded this, I was telling these ladies about my kind of stressed. So I think I need this breath more than anyone right now. All right, so let's take 2 cleansing breaths. So just inhaling, just using that breath to remove any stress or tension that you may be carrying from before you started this workout. I think I need a third one. I'm going to do another one here. It's important that you listen to, like, am I feeling relaxed? If you need more breaths here, take more breaths. What we're going to start to do is take that breath and start to wake up that core. So thinking about that 3-point spine, let's go ahead and fill up that diaphragm. So big inhale into the rib cage, into the low back, into those lats. And then gently, we're going to exhale and allow that pelvic floor to come on up, meet the diaphragm. So we feel that nice, consistent pressure in that whole canister of the core, 3 points into the spine, and almost flattening out between those hip bones. Go ahead and just practice that. Connecting your breath to your movement, really feeling connected to that core, to that strength within you. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms up as if we were in a plank. So we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades and just really bringing them into the ground. Okay. And then from here, let's take that breath, big inhale. And then exhale, pelvic floor comes on, feeling like that low back connecting to the floor. Shoulder blades are squeezed, feeling that core. And I want you to go as if you were like in a bench press. So you're just going to squeeze down and drive those like triceps into the floor. Okay, let's take a breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and let those arms fall. So you're trying to get your wrists onto the ground as well as your elbows. Now, just staying there, you can kind of peek at me from the corner of your eyes. What we're going to do is you're going to do like an angel. Okay, but we got to keep that rib cage tucked in, and you're just going to come, elbows will stay bent, and then you're going to come back. So it's here while you're lying on the floor. So it's on the floor. It's on the floor. So you're sliding on the floor over your head. Yeah. And I want you to be noticing if the rib cage is popping out. So your rib cage is popping out. So only going to where you find that you lose that alignment. So sometimes we're passively moving through movements without actually making a connection to, oh, look at me. I don't still have my pelvic floor and diaphragm meeting, and I don't have that rib cage stacked over with my belly button kind of tucked under that rib cage. And I should feel some good heat in my core just from doing this move. Really accessing that strength, asking more, check in and look up at your belly. Is it coning up or is it flattening out? And I don't want it sucking in, but I want you to think, add that, the pressure of the, not like too much pressure, but add that expansion and then turning that on and just feeling what that feels like. If you want more challenge, you can bring your knees up, do the same thing. And hold into that core. So as if you're in that dead bug, and you should feel this all around that whole container of your core, really accessing and feeling that strength. From here, you can bring your arms back up. And what we're going to do is just tap one heel down and then back up. And I want it to get nice and close to your bum so you keep those feet flexed. And I want it to be nice and slow so I can check in with myself to see if my core is engaged. I don't want to see here. I haven't really paid any attention. I've been like, oh, I've done dead bug. I know what it is. No, this is like the first time we've ever done it. We're looking for an extra 1% change. All right. So what you're going to do, and if you want to just kind of peek at me for a second. So I'm going to be in this dead bug. I'm going to bring one leg out. Okay. I can even let it set down and I'm turning that core on. And what I'm going to do is let that knee come to the outside and then back up to that dead bug. We're going to do 3 in that direction. So press out like a pedal and then really imagine hips have to stay square and we're just moving at the hip. So right into that hip joint. We're lubricating it, juicing it up and really firing on the lower abdominals. Go ahead and do it to the, we're going to go ahead and press it out and then bring that knee to the inside and then back to the middle. So pressing it out and bring that knee to the inside and back. Whew, one more. I'm feeling fired up here. And then to the inside. You might need a little like reset at the time because now what we're going to do is full circles here. Okay, so we're in that nice dead bug position. Set it up. Turn it on gently. Okay, and now we're going to make this into a circle. So hips are staying square. Hips going to come on out to the side. It straightens out and then I come to the inside. Keeping that core on. Maybe you need to put your fingers around your pelvic bones to just make sure, oh yeah, I'm actually firing that on. We're going to go 3 in each direction. Holy Hannah. Okay, I got to reset. Check in. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to let that come to the inside, straighten, and then to the outside, the opposite direction, checking in if that core is engaged. Shoulder blades are squeezed. You feel that low back into the floor. Going nice and slow where you're feeling change in your hip and you're feeling your core turn on. Woo, how is that dead bug on steroids, eh? Woo, feeling good? Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Okay, so take a nice big inhale. Exhale, get into that nice dead bug. All right, and you're going to go ahead and press that out. And then moving at that hip. Oh, I heard that hip, Carolyn. We're making some change there. Always listening to your body, not going into pain. If you ever hear pain or hear it, if you feel it, that's your body's way of saying, hey, you've gone a bit too far. So we got to listen to that. We're then going to let that knee fall to the inside. We're going to press it out first and then fall to the inside. Press it out, fall to the inside and bring it in. Holy, that one is just firing on so many new areas in my core. Wake up. All right, we're going to do circles. When you're ready, go ahead and let that fall out to the side, straighten it, let it come on the inside. Try not to rush it. It's a natural response that your body will be like, okay, let's get this done and over with. I really want you to challenge yourself to stay in the sticky spots, to just challenge yourself and see what you're really capable. Take control from the inside. Okay, let's go ahead and do that again. So the knee's going to come in. We're going to let it come out. And here we go. Spicy, spicy. Oh, thank you, body. How cool does it feel to be able to wake up those small little muscles? That's your strength within it. This core strength is going to make you so much stronger today. So let's just really mind body connect that so that how we're going to use that as we carry on through this whole workout. Let's go ahead, come into Cobra. Oh, thank you. Just stretching out. Shoulders are still away from the ears, and I want you to connect to with what your hands are doing here. Okay, so spread out, and we have 3-point spine, or 3 points on our hands. We kind of don't have that 3-point spine when we're in the Cobra here. All right, what we're going to do from here is tuck the chin, push away the floor. Feel those shoulder blades come apart, rib cage tucks in, and then go ahead, put your head through the window of the arms, shoot those hips up to the sky, and drive those heels down. Using your breath here feels really good. And come on up to the balls of your feet And using that core that you just woke up, how can you slowly and purposefully work your way through your spine? Notice your shoulders come to your wrists. See if you can get those shoulders past the wrists. Oh, that's spicy. And then start to look up. Chin looks up, eyes look up, shoulders come away from the ears, and slowly and controlled squeeze the glutes, squeeze the shoulder blades, come into cobra. Enjoy that front body stretch. Just careful, those shoulders are rolling forward. Yeah, bring them back. Awesome. How we doing in there, Kate? You feeling good? Awesome. Let's go ahead, tuck the chin, push, tuck the rib cage. We're really grabbing control of our body here. And head through the window of the arms. Bum comes up, drive those heels down, and enjoy that stretch right through the back side of the body. Awesome. What we're going to do now is come into a lunge. Okay, so we're just going to get into those hips. And I really want you to pay attention to what's happening in this lunge. So we're going to stay tall first. And I want you to kind of lean forward. We'll get some hip flexor stretch here, but I want us to pay attention to our femur here. Okay, so we're just moving that, not the ankle, not the knee, but I'm really just trying to lubricate at this hip. Do you need something to kneel on? Awesome. Yeah, you might need something if it feels spicy on your knee. You just put a padding under that, roll your mat up, get a pillow. Awesome. And then the opposite direction. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. You can bring this foot back towards you a little bit more. We'll lean forward. Now we're going to get into the ankle and do some ankle circles here. Now, foot's rooted, toes are spread. Ball of the foot's connected, side of the foot, heel, and maybe just like trying to activate those feet to make an arch. All right, and keep that, and then thinking about letting that knee move and that ankle while you maintain that gorgeous foot activation. All right, from here, you can go ahead and let that knee just come over top of the ankle. Start to notice some great lines here. Hands are coming. And I'm going to bring the shoulders away from the ears. And this is where I'm going to fire on my core. So big inhale and exhale. Okay. Now, what I want you to think about as we do a little push up here is that this knee does not fall to the outside. I need you to keep the foot rooted, and I want you to activate that side glute like we do in banded walks to fire on this leg. So not only are we getting mobile in it, we're actually getting strength in it at the same time. Okay, so from here, shoulders away from the ears, core's on. I want you to come down as far as you can without the shoulders sneaking up. Keep that away and then rotate without that knee falling out. So you'll start to feel some heat in that leg, in that glute. Then press up. We're going to go ahead, come on down. And then rotate. So I just want you to bring that leg a little bit more forward, Carolyn, so that you're in a lunge and that you don't feel like your body's too long, right? Like that you're like crunched. Yeah. All right. So go ahead and we'll get a couple more of those, noticing that we're firing on the glutes. Okay. Amazing. Oops, I'm like getting all confused. All right, now from here, actually, I'm going to stay down here, enjoy this stretch and that strengthening. And I want you to go ahead and reach as far as you can and feel that stretch. Feel like you haven't let that leg come out. Feel the active foot. Reach all the way around, touch the back of that hamstring, reach forward. All the way around and reach forward. We're just going to do one more. I want you to make sure that you're looking at it so that you get a nice rotation through your spine here as well. All right, we're going to go ahead, lean back. And I find I sometimes have to just reset to keep myself in alignment and think about this nice stretch through here. So you're going to feel where your hamstrings are attached to your seat bone. Do you guys feel that? Are you checking in with your core? Are you rounding out? Let's go ahead. You may need to get your chest higher to make that happen rather than round out, but we will get more benefit if you need to bring something to balance on. Now, another fun thing that we're going to add in here, and you can grab wherever you want. For me, I'm grabbing onto my foot because I do like to just turn that foot even because it likes to come out and I miss out on some benefit. So coming in here with the opposite arm and then kind of pulling on my foot to get that nice stretch up through this lat here. Can you guys feel that? Here, Carolyn, why don't you use this as a balance on that side? Awesome. We always want to add things that make it easier. This is not meant to be a challenge. It's not meant, I mean, definitely don't get me wrong, 1%, but not one where you're like falling over. We want to feel in control. And what we practice here in our warm up is what we'll practice when we get to our work. So let's make sure that our prime prep and pattern is actually doing that mentally and emotionally as well, right? We don't want to feel defeated just in the warm up. Okay, so set yourself up for success and meet yourself in the middle. Go ahead, let's stay up nice and tall and get into that nice hip circles. Feels so good, so good. And really just remembering what you're doing. Oh yeah, making change in that hip. What can I do to make change in the hip? When the brain is actually aware of what it's doing, and we're not thinking about what's next after this workout, or, then we will get the most benefit out of it. All right, what did we do next? Okay, we're coming forward into that lunge, and we'll do the ankle circle. Again, just grabbing the floor with that foot. Okay, that is super important because I could be here and all kinds of loosey-goosey things are happening, but I'm actually cheating the system, because if I try to go to a squat and then keep my core in alignment, try and keep my feet active, and then try and move my hips, I actually didn't practice that, right? So we do have squats today, so we want to make sure that we're really making ourselves set up for success. Okay, from here, let's go ahead, get into those push-ups. So set yourself up, remembering turning on that glute so that that leg is not coming out to the side. Okay, grab the floor from here, shoulders away from the ears, in alignment. Come on down as far as you can. Don't try and like move and make it happen. Go where it can. Keep those points of performance. This is how we make change. Is meeting ourselves right at that 1% edge, no pain. Just enough that we feel like, hey, I'm making some soft changes here. It doesn't feel necessarily comfortable, but not agony. Okay, from here, let's go ahead. Make sure you just check in. Do I keep my arms straight? I can reach as far as I can. Notice that reach there. Following, noticing the rotation through that T-spine. Up, reaching. Feeling really in control here. Oh, I'm burning just from this. How about you guys? It's amazing. Just waking things up. You feeling it? Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. We can take in with our like balance. You could use your kettlebell here too. You can use whatever you need. Just get creative. All right, from here, we want to keep that alignment. Nice straight line here. Feel that all the way through that backside. Thinking about that seat bone pushing that way, leading with the chest, and then grabbing where you can. So if you need to, you can be grabbing from your calf, just don't do it at your knee joint. And then enjoying that really. Whew. That one is so effective. So remembering what you can do is be thinking about your shoulder blade heading in that opposite direction. So as I'm pulling from here, I'm trying to pull my shoulder blade out, and you'll feel that amazing stretch right through underneath that shoulder blade and down the sideline of your upper back. Amazing. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, I'm trying to remember, is I think we got it all. Just give me 2 seconds to pull this up. Yep, no, and we are gonna do some banded work. That's what we're gonna get our band. Okay, and we're gonna play with turning on that core, thinking about the core, holding isometrically in our banded work today, okay? In our upper body anyways, okay? So let's go ahead and take what we've just already primed, prepped, and patterned. We talked about our feet. We're gonna pull that energy up. Let's bring those shoulders down and back. Let's turn on that core. So big inhale. And now that we're standing, I want to talk about just another way of thinking about this. So we're going to inhale, fill that whole canister up, and then exhale, pelvic floor is gently meeting. And what I want you to think about is just as you bring that rib cage forward, kind of like you're hiding your belly button a little bit. So bring it a little bit forward. Give that a couple of tries so that we can practice what that feels like. So big inhale and exhale. Remember, we're bringing that pelvic floor up. We're flattening that out and then just finish, not with your shoulders rolling forward, not with that necessarily like rib cage tucked like this. It's very minor where you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to put this stacked over top of my pelvis, but it means that my belly button is right in the middle of that rib cage and the pelvis. Can you start to feel that just by grabbing the floor with the feet? Right now I'm feeling my core. Holy, I don't do that every day. Right? So we're trying to practice that would be our new pattern that we would do. But again, we'd have years of doing it, maybe not just so efficiently. So don't get beat up on yourself. Just know this may take a bit to program this new way of thinking. Okay, so let's go ahead, grab the floor, turn it on again. Yes, I am making you turn it on and off all the time because that is another rep in our toolbox. That's going to make this our new neuron firing, new wiring. Okay. So on the fifth one, I want you to hold it out. Now, I don't want to see your arms move. I just want you to think about that rib cage and what we just talked about, that belly button, and squeeze your shoulder blades just a little bit more while that rib cage comes in, and then straighten your wrists. And we're going to hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out. Spicy, right? Woo, baby. All right. I like this. This is a new way of doing plank, and we don't have to sit there for as long. Okay. And waking up those confidence muscles. So grab the floor, shoulders down and back. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Bring that in. Let's go for 5. Just feeling that connection to squeezing the shoulder blades. Don't think arms are going out. Think squeezing of the shoulder blades. The arms are just coming for the ride. Okay, so here we go. And just tucking that core in, squeezing that extra bit. So hopefully your band is touching your nipples. Arms are straight, wrists are straight, shoulders are away from the ears, tucking that core in, feet are grabbing, glutes on. And I'm going to start counting now. Sorry, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you come out in confidence. Oh yeah, small work gets the good work done, okay? That's lasting change we'll make there. So now we are gonna go ahead, work into the glutes here, okay? So we're gonna take that same core activation. I find I do not need a lot of tension here because it's hard. So we're gonna go ahead, set up our same core. So go ahead, turn that on. Bringing it up, elbows are going to be to like squeeze like we just practiced. Now turn that on. Now see the differences. I didn't come here and hide my belly button. I literally like met that pelvic floor and then just set it in. That's what I'm kind of doing with my rib cage. Now from here, take one leg, straighten it, squeeze the glute, and then this arm's going to, or this leg's going to come on out to the side. So you're going to go for 5. Nice and slow. Making sure you haven't turned off your core. Then you're going to go 5 where you bring to the back. Okay, so it's like on an angle towards the back. Making sure you've kept alignment. Awesome. And then up to the front here. You should feel some good heat happening in that balancing leg. Give that little booty a shake, shake it, shake it. Let's try it on the other side. But always resetting, okay? Not rushing, just using this. If you're going to be here, let's make it work for us, okay? And squeezing. And think, what muscles am I using to lift that leg up? Okay, what am I doing with the foot? I'm kicking things. Woo. And you may need to reset lots of times. That's okay. When we learn something new and we think about, so when these prime prep and pattern stages are all about creating a a change. You should feel change every time you show up to this. Just 1% into yourself. Oh, I kind of lost myself there a little bit. Holding it out and then in. I'm feeling on fire. Amazing. Okay, once you've hit 5, 5, 5, you can put that band away. And we're just gonna go for 2 rounds. We're gonna do 5 push-ups. Okay, so let's just do the push-ups together. Remember, you can raise the floor if you need to. Now, what I wanna see is everything we just practiced. So don't go back to a default push-up maybe you've done in the past. I'm probably gonna do mine off my knees, but before I go on my knees, I always find my plank line and then put my knees down, thinking about that rib cage sticking in. And I'm going to drive those elbows back. My chest should come between my thumbs. It's very similar to thinking about what we just did with the band. Okay, so keeping that rib cage in. So Carolyn, your hips are dropping. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. You're here. I need you to come here and do, so stand up for a sec, come up on your knees, squeeze your shoulder blades, and turn that core on from here. Okay, so feel that on. Now go ahead, find yourself in that plank position and keep that in play. Yeah. Good. Now go from the push-up from there. Don't let the hips go first. You got to drive the elbows. Excellent. Good. Once we got 5 of those, good. Now reset, because can you feel it? I want you to check in. As soon as you feel like this part is no longer engaged, you can sit up just like we did. And come and fire it on. I promise you, if you can reset this a million times, then all of a sudden you'll be like, push-ups aren't as hard as I've made them out to be. And typically it's because we haven't really engaged through the parts. So it's sagging. Good. All right. Now what we're going to do is sit-ups. Okay. So from here, we're going to access everything that we talked about in our core. I only want us to go where we can, in control, bring ourselves back up. So sit-ups are typically taken out, and it's mainly because they're performed incorrectly, but we can use them if we're going to keep our core nice and strong, okay? And create it in the pattern it's meant to be. So come in here. We're going to inhale, exhale, bring that pelvic floor up, bring that rib cage in, hold that, and then start to bring that back. You'll start to bring it back where you feel like some control. Maybe you need to come back up, test it a couple times. So coming in here. Now the goal is to come all the way down, but we need to come down that the low back is hit. And notice I could stop at any time. And then the same thing for the back up. I'm going to take that big inhale. I don't have to stop and do that inhale. Maybe I'm holding it the whole time, but sometimes this is as far as we can go, because then we look down and we've pushed our belly up. We don't want that, right? We want to make sure that we're not coning in the belly, but we're really flattening through it. And that is a different mindset that thinks how you engage that. Okay, so you could get a lot just out of this little mini here. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll go ahead and stand up and do some squats. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to grab the floor, doing our squats, turning our core on, setting up like we were with the band, remembering those glutes, and pull yourself down between the legs, making sure that core's still on. What's the rib cage doing as I'm in the squat? Notice you can start to fire on a lot more as we're here. I find poking myself to check in, giving myself tactile cues, shoulder blade squeeze. I'm feeling this heavy in my core. You get to choose strength within what that feels like. Woo. Okay, 1 more. 5 push-ups, 5 of those sit-ups, 10 squats, okay? Let's go ahead. Resetting as we need. Awesome. Maybe you are on your toes. Noticing shoulders and hips lower and rise together because we've created that strong plank line. Resetting and checking at all times. Good, that's better. And once you start to feel it sag, so it started to sag there, just reset and get it going again. That is normal. We all have these defaults, okay? So, and you may find that some days You just don't have it mentally. You just can't, the endurance isn't there, and that's okay. And that's why we do these dynamic check-ins. So you can adapt your workout to make sure that you're feeling, you're moving in the right way so that you walk away, not, okay? So what we're gonna do, just lost it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab 2 bells, okay? You guys have been here at it a while, so you guys are gonna grab 2 bells, double bell workout, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. These are going to, and again, start nice and light. We're doing 5 rounds of these, okay? I'll show you what it looks like and your options, okay? So we are going to come about 2 feet away from the bell, find your tripod. The first thing we're gonna do is 5 cleans. So don't go ahead and do it yet. I'm just gonna show it, you can just watch. So remembering to turn this on. All right, so 5 cleans look like this. We've hit that plank line. Where's the rib cage? Okay, what's the confidence like? Okay, you can do that. We're gonna do that from a hang clean. Then you'll go ahead and do the squats, okay? And then the last one is swings. So coming in here, now you have an option, if you're feeling it, to bring it up into this overhead position, into snatch. You would come down. Now, here is the formula, okay? 5 of the cleans, 5 squats, 5 swings or the snatches, okay? You're gonna then look at the clock. If you can see our clock, if not, you can bring it up a bit so you can, or you have your own clock, 1 minute rest. We're gonna go again. You're gonna keep adapting and going, okay, that was a good weight. I'm out of breath just from doing that. So you're gonna make sure that it is a weight that you don't just fly through. I don't wanna see these done without any breaks in between. So like when I come here, clean, breathe before I go to the next one. I need to. If I've chosen a weight that I can passively, guess what? You're likely going to be more apt for injury than adding weight and noticing what you're not turning on. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. You can go ahead, and I'm just going to put this on basically because when you're done, look up at the clock and you take a minute break before you go to the next one. We're doing 5 sets of it. All right. Do you have any questions, Kate? No, you're good. Okay, so you can start at any time. You go ahead. Good. Awesome. Now remember, you don't have to come back down to the ground, and the kettlebells have to stay above the knees. So squeeze your, that's better. Thank you. Awesome. 5 of those. Good, 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 good. Nice, looking good. Awesome. On that 5th one, you hold in, check in on that front rack position, grab the floor, turn that core on, remembering what that felt like in our prime prep. It's going to help you hold into that extra weight, that extra strength. Another thing I wanted to say, that if you don't have weights that are the same, that's okay. That's actually, life is never in complete balance. So you can do that. And then the next round, switch the sides. I challenge you to give that a try. Oh, I like it. Kate's doing the snatches. Awesome. Feeling comfortable there. Now, check that time out. You're going to at 150. You know, you'll be going again. Now, I want you to check in. What did that weight feel like? Do I feel like it challenged me at 1%? Do I feel like I need a minute break? Because if I don't, then I need to go ahead and change that. Okay, I need to add up. I need to be honest. Do I want to grow? Because if I stay at a weight that's not challenging me, I'm not getting that stimulus. I'm not going to get that, you know, change in stimulus and working into building muscle, which is going to help you burn fat and be happy and live a long life. All right, so remembering what that's like. All right, I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to learn what that's like to challenge yourself, not push yourself, not get into pain, but start to pay attention to, this is a time for you. This is your self-care. This is getting to know yourself. This is your time to be your own best coach. Whenever you feel like you've had that minute break, oh, I was going to bring that up so you can see the clock. I didn't see when you stopped there, Kate. I hope our clock's there. It might be backwards for you, but you get a kind of a good idea. That's it, Carolyn. Nice. And then thinking about turning on those glutes, I see your feet. They're so active. Rib cage is staying in, shoulders down and back. Yes, good work. See it, Kate, how we doing there? Awesome. You guys at home, keep going, doing a good job. Awesome work. Nice. Good, keeping those shoulder blades squeezed. And I love how you set it down, Carolyn. Excellent, good job. Nice. Oh yeah, Kate, loving the stretches overhead, so good. I'm in love with watching you guys just show up for yourself, really channeling your inner Wonder Woman today. How'd that feel? That extra 5 pounds that give you that stimulus that we're looking for? We don't want, I mean, obviously, if you're getting in pain, when we listen to that, that's a priority. But can you find it in another thing too, is that if you can always just create that strength within if you don't feel comfortable to move up into the next weight, is just, how can I turn my core on? How can I make this a lot more like as if I was lifting 100 pounds? How would I turn my body on? Okay, so whenever you feel like it's been your rest, then you go ahead. This one really is a sneaky one, right? You guys finding it sneaky? Get that heart rate up. I'm going to go ahead and join in for a set here. Really important to take your time, set yourself up. And if you're hitting yourself with the bells, make sure, what can I do to turn into that plank quicker? Woo, baby. Always setting those bells down in confidence. Woo, baby. Walk it around, catch that breath. Remember, we control that resting breath too. Try and slow it down. Oh, good. I love it. Beautiful. I love them, Kate. They look so good. I bet every time you're up there, you just feel like true Wonder Woman. Every time we put our arms up overhead, right? Whoa, I'm amazing. I'm awesome. Think of it when people win races, when people score goals, when anything's amazing and you're exciting, where do you go? So let's practice that. Let's feel that. Let's go for it. It's amazing. 5 full reps to do that. And Carolyn, if you want, and I know the snatch might not feel good for your shoulder here, in the 5, why don't you add a press? So you could go ahead, clean, and then maybe even a little dip and press. Like a quicker dip. Yeah. Is it too much for that shoulder? Yeah, let's not do that. So you can after just do the dips after. Okay. So and this is a really good example of like, she's going to go ahead, what she'll do after, put those bells down and quickly just go ahead, grab the 15s and get that overhead if she's really wanting that extra bit. We can always adapt. Okay. We can always make this work for where you're at, any injuries, any feedback, right? What your goals are, what you showed up with today, what season of life you're in. Good. And so, yeah, see, now she's got the right weight, looking strong. She's cleaning and pressing those, looking like a rock star, even when her heart rate's up and she's tired. She's chosen the right rep scheme. Awesome job. Thanks for being an example, Carolyn. Nice work. I love it. Okay, you're looking killer strong. I love it. I love it. You know, guys, both of you, Kate had reminded me that you guys were in my backyard last summer, the 2 of you, and I was convincing you to increase your weight. And I want you to think about where you are today after you've increased that weight, showing up consistently, you know, and how you have just transformed your mind and body and gotten strong inside out. So good. Beautiful. How many rounds have you done? Is that 4? Yeah. 5. Yeah. I guess I'll do the 5th one with you guys again. Feels good. Challenge myself, set ourselves up. Here we go. Use your breath is so important. Oh, man, that does the job. Does the job. Nice, Karen. Oh, keep starting in on our last round. You got, I love how you set yourself up for this round. Core's on strong. Excellent. Rib cage stays in as those arms go overhead. Really fight for it. Better. Whew. Whew. Good. So good. I love it. Good work. Nice. Grabbing the floor. Remember to turn those glutes on. Keeping that rib cage stacked over top of the pelvis. Keeping that nice canister core on. Ooh-wee. I like it. Another really cool thing that Kate has chosen is she's doing one arm snatch. She'll probably move over to the other side and do that after. Again, we have formulas, but you know what? If it's not working for you, I want you to learn that you can adapt as long as you're going forward and it's hitting you at the spot that you know that you're challenging yourself for that 1% more, okay? It's a fine line of like 1% more and pushing to a point where we don't want to be, and also a fine line of staying comfortable. So that is all what you will know by you listening to your body, feeling the stimulus, noticing, are you changing? Are you growing forward? It's a long game, but as soon as you can practice doing it, it's forever. And you can do this in every other area of your life. Oh, wait, I think Kate still has the other. Are you done now or you have the other arm? Oh, you're done. Okay, sorry. I got on my talk there. I missed it. Okay, so core strong. We're going to take that with us. We obviously fired up that core. It took a lot of core to do that. We're going to come in. We have 5 moves. First one being a plank. Okay. A plank pull. So we want to make sure that we're staying square. No shifting at all. If you are, get to your knees. Because if you come to a place that you think, oh, well, I'll just do this. This is the harder option. But yet you have never practiced keeping your pelvis still and that alignment on while you do this, you will never get there because you've patterned something that your brain is just like, it likes repetition, and what you repeat is what you'll do. So then when you move into other areas, you will not activate that core. So again, or take out the pull or reduce the weight. You can tap this side, okay? Find a place where you keep that core not moving and not shifting, not sinking, okay? The next one is, I believe it's, in this one, I want to give you options here too. It is a crab to a pike. Okay, oh, I'm losing my microphone here. Turn that back on. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I'll show it first, is you're gonna come into that crab position. Okay, so turn that core on nice and strong. And then you're gonna drive through your heels, squeeze your shoulder blades and come on up. From here, then you're going to push your bum back through your arms and come into this position. Okay, now, if you want to increase some range of motion, you might want to like get 2 blocks and put your hands up so you have more room for your bum to come in. Okay, so you'd be here, crab it up, and then pike that back. Now, if you choose not to, you can just come from the floor up, crab, maybe even just bring one leg up and then the other leg up. Okay, so we're trying to work into those lower abdominals. Lots of different options here. Also, leveling it up, coming here, you want lift a leg up, turn here, that makes it spicy. Okay, so from here, this was a tucked pelvis. Okay, I need it to be that you've turned on your core, okay, and straighten the legs out. And then you would lift the legs, okay? So I'd rather see you be able to, yeah. And then go to crab. So it's that, and then crab up, squeeze your glutes, and then come and try and get your bum as close to your hands as you can. Okay, so we don't want to stay here. All right, so if you're going to be here, your hands are going to be beside you in this crab position. Your hands can be wherever they want to be, whichever feels good for you. But if they're forward, check what happens with the shoulders. Okay, so maybe even out to the sides. So you can squeeze the shoulders back and then up. Then get that bum back to where it was over here. I think you're going to benefit from getting another yoga block, throwing things at you. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is sit-ups. So now if you in the warm-up were struggling with sit-ups and finding your spot, I want you to go and find yourself there. What you can do is add this yoga block or something, or a shoe or a book, and just try and keep those arms out of the picture. Okay. Now, if you're feeling it, you can come all the way down, all the way up. Notice that arm that stays there. And then I put my head through the window of the arms. That could also be a kettlebell. You can weight that. Okay. On then the next level would be keep your legs piked. So straight legs. Okay, so lots of different options on that. Now, what we're going to do, and you won't need a heavy weight for this, is we're going to come into a chop. So we're going to get into that half kneel. We practice this in the warm up, right? We are going to push that hip forward. We're going to make sure this glute's on, that foot's rooted. You can take this and we're going to come here and you're going to rotate. So notice I rotate that upper body and then up here. Okay, so again, doesn't have to be very heavy. You'll do that on one side and then we move over to the other side. I'm just going to make sure this timer's set. We're going to do 3 rounds of this, and it is 30 seconds on and a 15-second break. Yep, it's set up. Okay, so just check in. You feeling ready? Yep, okay. So we're starting off with that plank pull. We're going to go in 10 seconds. Again, it could be just taps. I really want you to check in that your core, okay, is stable. Everything you've primed and prepped up until this moment. That's it. And so holding plank is absolutely, yes, an option. Okay. Holding in and feeling like I'm just connecting with keeping that rib cage stacked over top. That's it. Or I'm pulling. So an important part is that you bring that weight from across your body, not push it. So you're not bringing it from this side to here. You're going to be here, pull, use those muscles we did in the band. So you have 3 more seconds here. Amazing, looking so good. Take a break. Okay, the next one is going to be that crab to the pike, okay? So finding wherever it is that you feel your shoulders will hold you best, okay? And coming up into that crab position, squeeze the shoulder blades, then sink that bum back. If it can go past your hands, awesome. You may want those in closer, yeah. Or higher too, yeah. Play with it so that you feel like you're able to make some change here. Woo. Nice. Really thinking that you're squeezing. Try not to let the neck fall. Just keep your chin level. We have 3 more seconds here. Good. Take a break. We're going to head into those pike sit-ups. Okay, I'll show it with the bell this time. Again, we'll start at the top. I'm going to do it with my legs straight. All right. Here we go. And I'm going to lower myself down, making sure that I am in control. Same with the way up. That bell stays in the same place and I just put my head through the window. All right. We don't want that to fall. So I don't want it to come here and then I use it and then up.
No, it stays here. I'm moving around it. 5 more seconds. Good job. Make sure you safely put that down. We're gonna head into those chops. Okay, again, this doesn't need to be very heavy. You could literally bring this here too. Press into it, come. Check in that that leg doesn't pop out, right? Foot rooted, core on, glute activated, and making sure that you're keeping the pelvis strong, but allowing this part of your body to rotate, okay? No momentum of the arms, it's the core, because I could be here, okay? That's not what I want. Here, squeezing the glutes. Glutes are actually helping me. Awesome. Take a second and switch sides. Kate's coming up. Is everything okay? Oh, someone else is up. Okay, just shifting. Okay, we have 5 more seconds there, Carolyn, so you don't have to be going yet. And curl that back toe or push it up onto the wall. We want to make sure that we've activated that back leg up. Feeling that nice rotation as if you're like doing like a Russian twist and activating glutes. Both sides. Hear my breath. Amazing. Okay, we're back to the top. We're moving into that plank. Okay, I'm going to do everything with this mat. With this block today. That's where I feel. I'm going to listen to my body. Okay, 5 more seconds. Coming on into a plank position. Making sure I feel solid before I go. Another thing you can do to really stabilize is get your legs wider. That helps. Okay, just making sure you're checking into that rib cage. Stay stacked over top of the pelvis, and I'm not shifting my weight. Squeeze my glutes, lower abdominals on. Amazing. Good, take that break. We're moving into those crabs to pike. Oh, it's working, isn't it? It's working. I forgot to open the windows too. Sorry about that. So find yourself in that posture, in that core before you go. And then up. There's no need to rush these moves. Just staying where you feel like you have created the powerful core that you need to make change today, to grow forward, to find your strength, to notice, am I firing on all of my core? Do I feel like I'm growing forward? 1% more. Excellent. All right. Hike, sit-ups, or staying here, wherever you're at, but really important that you are really keeping integrity, right, with yourself. So here we go. Really noticing. I don't know if I said stop. You're like, yeah, I can stop. Stop. Okay. You want to be in control. No falling into this. Going down is just as much work as going up. I want you to be able to think of me while you're laughing tomorrow. 5 more seconds here. Good work. Enjoy your 15-second rest. We're coming into those toe kneels. Maybe you need that padding for your knee. All right. Checking in on those points of performance. So grabbing the floor, setting that core up, checking in that I didn't let that knee fall. Okay, by turning on this outside glute, this hip is forward, glutes are on, rotate, and want you to imagine what it would feel like if you were going to chop something. Beautiful. Okay, one more side here before we get into our final round. Everyone feeling good? Thumbs up, Kate? Yeah, good. Okay. We got 10 seconds. Yeah, you're just wondering where you're going. It will come down to this side and then up. Up on the side that's out front. How can you really access your core? How can you get deeper strength within while you're doing this? No passiveness. Use your mind here. Ah, nice. Okay, back to the top. Plank pulls or planks or wherever you're at. Remembering, just have integrity with staying in alignment, staying confident, staying empowered, using your breath, being super intentional with your movement. All right, here we go. Find your core. You can play with like, can you put it in different areas? Woo. Have a little bit of fun. Maybe if you go further out, it's a little bit more challenging. Really focuses you to, or forces you to focus a little more. Awesome. Into those crabs. We're in our encore round before we get to stretch. Oh, gonna feel so core strong today, so magical. The magic formula is coming on out. All right, squeeze, core on, crab it up. Keeping the lower abdominals engaged. Squeeze. Good. Listening to your body, adapting as you need. 5 more seconds here. All right, take a little break. And we're gonna go ahead and get into that pike sit up. Doesn't have to be pike, but that overhead sit up. Again, you can even have it here if you just need. It just gives you feedback. Okay, so find a spot where you can actually use this to bring energy. So nothing's floating out in space. I find squeezing into this, pushing my palms in, like not even like I'm grabbing it, but it reminds me to keep my shoulders away from my ears. Keeping my neck soft. We got 10 more seconds here. All right, we're in our final chops. Final chops. Lots of work done today. 15 seconds. Now remember, same thing. You could even just press into this. You could be using your kettlebell. Fifteen more seconds. Nice, Carolyn. That's it. Just keep those shoulders away from the ears. Really fight for it. As you get fatigued and your body heads into a default of what it's done, be like, no, we're retraining. We are working this in a new way. I'm in charge now. All right, switch sides. 10 seconds. And then we just stretch. We're in a shoulder clock. We're in a pigeon. We're in a down dog. Oh, it's gonna feel so good. We work the whole body today. Good, looking so good. That's it, Kate, keep going. Nice, Carolyn. Five more seconds. How do you feel? Give it a second, catch your breath, remembering that we get to use our breath now. We're using it to create tension. Now we're going to use it to remove it. So nice big inhale. Maybe even want to close your eyes. Pausing at the top. Exhaling longer. Pausing before you inhale. Your goal here is to quickly grab control. And you do that, when I say quickly, the way you do it quickly is actually 1% better each breath. So a little longer each breath until finally you can just set back into a regular breath that you don't have to think about, that you're just starting to feel like you're coming off of that sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system, where we're going to really start to come down from all of that amazing that you just did. It's really important that our bodies work hard and that they rest just as hard. And that is how they perform their best. All right, especially as women, and I mean, really with anyone, but women, their hormones are all based on on their stress factor in life. So we got to practice. What does it mean to come down off of stress? Yep, we can. And how do we handle stress? How do we come deep within? So let's go ahead and just bring that armpit down, spread your finger out, bring the heel to the bum first. Maybe just do a little back and forth here. Then the heel will come up and come on over and just rest that head. And maybe you want to add hip circles and maybe you don't, but you are in charge. What is your body saying it needs? Does it need to just be still? Use your breath here. Just taking out anything that's left. I mean intention, okay? So any tension that's left. You're actually giving yourself more energy here, not not asking for more. Realize that maybe sounded like that. We'll move over to the other side. I have a ton of things in my way. So I might just shift over. Little metaphor for life. Okay, adapt. Shimmy until it feels right. Add what you need. Notice maybe where you need more. Giving yourself that love. We'll come into pigeon, those glutes. Thank them, and the hip in the back. Oh, yeah. How good does it feel to be at this part of the workout? To just kind of reflect on everything you did. So think about the weights that you lifted, how many reps you did. You know, I think that's always fun. So I had the 30s, that's 60, and I did 15 reps. Oh boy, who's going to do that math for me? 60 times 5. That's 300, right? So 900 pounds in 50 seconds. Right? So that's what small actions make. And they were focused, intentional, and like strength within reps, right? Let's go ahead, switch it to the other side. It's always good to just celebrate what you've done and how you did it and how you really held yourself while you did that. What did you learn about yourself? What can you take from your little workout here? Not little, intense, hard workout that you did one step at a time into your day. What parts of your life could really benefit from you having the same kind of mindset that you just had? Could you benefit from more of this downtime? Let's go ahead, get into down dog, pump out those heels. Bring those knees down. Let's just do a little thread the needle, get through that backside. Switch over to the other side. All this time, right? You're using your breath. And go ahead, just put your head down and just let everything relax and sink into the floor. Taking 5 cleansing breaths to just take away any other tension that's just hanging around. Use your breath and scoop it out with a nice long exhale.
Take as long as you need here. Just feeling how good it feels to have worked hard, how confident you feel. Check that out in your confidence muscles, how empowered you feel, an alignment you feel, how connected to your breath that you feel. And take that with you to make intentional actions that feel good for you today. Have an amazing day. Thank you for sharing your time with me.